Welcome to the DMF. I'm Justin Younts. This is part 11.
We shooting in England, there were many remarkable experiences that we had never had that happen to us in Los Angeles. We shot in some amazing locations. Like I said, you want a castle? There's a castle. We shot I'm going up on his name. He got an Oscar for
Bob
LA
Hoskins?
Confidential.
No. Not Russell. No, Guy Pearce didn't win.
I'm going up on his name.
On LA Convention.
I'm sorry. I'm going up on a name. We shot his episode at this place called Dorney Court. And
Okay.
Dorney Court is a property, it's a mansion that has existed since about sometime in the 1300s, about 1350. The man who owns that is related to the man who built it. That's a long time for a house to be in a family.
Yeah.
An amazing property. And at one point during the shoot, the owner, Mr. Palmer, came in and he said, I want to show you a room. I want to show you this thing. And he took us and he showed us a room that no one gets to see. It's an interior room. And you walk into it, and the room itself was 15 degrees colder than every room leading into it.
Mm.
And no explanation. And you walked in the room, and in addition to being it cold, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts. That room is seriously, there's some serious, something wrong with that. Was okay. There's something with this, something in this room is not right.
Yeah.
I experienced that room in Dorney Court. I couldn't tell you what was going on there, but that was kind of intense. It's funny. One day on that same shoot, food in England now is much better than it was when we shot Tales from the Crypt there. It has evolved considerably. It is much more a food location than it was. We would feed when we were on location, we would feed, there was a double-decker bus that we use, and there'd be the catering truck, and everyone would go eat on this double-decker bus. And the food on the first day of the shoot at Dorney Court was, I forget what it was. It was loathsome. And it was so bad that literally members of the crew began puking in the bus. And we had to then send everyone off the bus because several people had puked and the whole bus smelled of vomit.
That sounds like a horrible shoot too.
Most days were terrific. It was, working locations. God, I remember the first episode shooting. It wasn't the first episode that was the first episode we shot. It was the first episode we shot. Yeah. We shot at Dover Castle.
Mm.
And that was incredibly cool because down in Dover Castle in the tunnels is where a lot of the planning for the Second World War happened.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
It's a historic location. It's incredibly historical, and you're shooting your dumb little TV show there.
See, that's the thing. America doesn't have. We don't have like historical locations like that where it's used. We have some, but like we've remodeled it.
Not quite like that.
No. We don't have like the place where they planned World War
II.
II.
That was great. Yeah, being in England was fun because we're in England. My wife is English, so she enjoyed that.
Okay.
And we had great digs. God, we had a great apartment in Knightsbridge, 2 blocks from Harrods.
Oh wow.
It is a lot of fun traveling on other people's money and getting a per diem, and working on a film set. There's food all day, there's always food. And hey, if we're working late, we sent out for food all the time. So I was getting a per diem. I was banking most of that per diem.
Yeah.
And yeah, occasionally, yeah, we'd go do our grocery shopping at Harrods. Grocery shopping at Harrods with cash. Cash. It was. Then it's funny at the end, when the shoot was done, Helen and I, my wife, we wanted to take a couple days in Paris because that's where we met.
Oh wow!
And we decided to stay at one of the best hotels in Paris because it was money. It was free money. So we stayed at the Hotel de Crillon. It's like $1,500 a night.
Wow!
$1,500 a night, just cash. That's how crazy, but it's so much when you're in that world.
Yeah.
There's nothing to compare it to. You are a constant kid in a candy store. And so you suddenly get cast out of that world.
Yeah.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. You've lost something. You've lost a really unique set of privileges that very few other people get to experience. It's sucks getting cast off the mountain.
I watched the episode that you wrote, the Bob Hoskins one that he directed as well. Do you have any thoughts on that one? I think it's the last one.
But by that point, I don't. Yeah, I wrote it. I think Coleman Decay did most of the work on that. I think he's credited or co-credited with it.
Okay.
I was so done with that show, man. Okay. I was already on to the next project. I was working on the sci-fi project, which I shouldn't have been because I was the day-to-day producer. Gil was back editing Bordello of Blood. And so for an awful lot of that 7th season, I was the day-to-day producer.
Wow.
In the end, we had to fire Christopher. The first person I ever fired was Christopher. Fired him, and I had to fire the accountant. I didn't care for that much, firing people. That is not in my skill set, but okay, did that. We hired a new production manager named Dominic Fulford, who brought the ship under control. We had no idea. Our whole model, like I said, was 3 out, 2 in. It got thrown on its head because, it just building sets was just so expensive. Our model just didn't work in London. It was counterproductive. It was expensive, and so we began to do more location work, which was fine. But locations. Lots of locations there, but getting around London is hard. It's not an easy city to travel around. There are freeways, but they're not all over the place. The streets are narrow and you're moving trucks, a lot of trucks. Where to park these things? It's a very, very hard city to shoot in unless you have lots of time and money. And that's neither of which we had.
Did you enjoy working with the British actors? Was there anything interesting about
that? We got a chance to work with, HBO would occasionally fly in a big actor who didn't live in Los Angeles. Occasionally we get some breakage to do that. But there were some actors who, we got to work with an actor that HBO would never have flown over at the time, who we loved. God, I'm now going up on names. That sucks. Train Spotting.
Oh, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Ewan
McGregor. Sorry.
Yeah, Ewan had done Train Spotting. He had done the other Danny Boyle movie, Unmarked Grave. Was that because?
Shallow Grave.
Shallow Grave. Thank you. Yeah, he'd done Shallow Grave, and so we were huge fans.
Yeah, those are great.
And
films.
We were the fact that we could, holy cow, get that guy come and work for us. Going back and forth in the in the business class on Virgin Atlantic, we listened to and watched an awful lot of a guy named Steve Coogan doing a character named Alan Partridge, and this was just when it was fresh, young, and we fell in love with Alan Partridge. We had to get Steve Coogan. Well, HBO would never have brought Steve Coogan over, but because we were in London, we could hire Steve Coogan. We had access to a bunch of talent that we wouldn't have access to before. We got close. I heard
that Daniel Day-Lewis was.
We got very close on Daniel Day-Lewis.
That would have been so amazing.
We almost got Alec Guinness that was the one I really wanted. I wanted Alec Guinness. That would have been
so
one
good.
of my favorite actors.
Watch him in Lawrence of Arabia. He is so good in that role. You don't even realize that he's English. He's so good in it.
It's very on PC, the fact that he's playing the character that he's playing, but he disappears so into characters. He's so wonderful. There was the chance to work with all kinds of talent. We came within inches. We couldn't quite get it over the finish line to get Mark Knopfler to do a score.
Oh wow!
So because music was very important to us. We really made a point of getting the best possible composers to do our scores, feature composers. And we wanted Mark Knopfler, just couldn't quite get that over the finish line.
Wow.
So close. Close.
Is there anybody else that you wish you could have worked with or couldn't work with? Is anything? Kind of already answered that, but overall,
yeah, most everyone that we
let me ask this. Being a Daniel Day-Lewis fan, what was he going to play?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. One thing I can tell you, it wouldn't have been very good.
You don't think it would have been good?
He would have been good. The scripts, if it had been a Nimmerfro script, if Scott Nimmerfro, who was then on board as the first year we ever had staff, was the last season in London. I actually got to have another writer on the staff, and that was Nimmerfro. So, and Nimmerfro wrote probably more episodes than anybody. Scott went on to have a great career in TV, Pushing Daisies, lots of terrific shows that Scott did. He unfortunately died of cancer a bunch of years ago. Really unfortunate. An incredibly talented, lovely guy. Scott's episodes are terrific. He did one. He enjoyed bowling, and there's not a lot of bowling in London, but he found a bowling alley, and so he did. He did an episode that has to do with bowling in London with Eddie Izzard. It's a very good episode. But Scott, even when the rest of the script sucked, Scott still delivered the goods. Wow. He wrote some of the best episodes ever.
It's funny because when you take it to England, it almost starts feeling like masterpiece theater a little bit. when you're doing it, like I think it's that those cameras have a different look than the American cameras.
The first episode we did there was directed by Freddie Francis, who directed the Hammer Tales from the Crypt. And so that was nice that we could do that. There was a bit of, I don't know, finishing the circle by having Freddie Francis do an episode.
Wow.
It was cool. There was, he was tapped into the lovies, the actors he got for his cast, that very old school of English actors who, for a generation, appeared in everything.
Yeah.
It was fascinating to get to touch that world with our little world.
Well, this has been great. Is there anything else you're working on that you'd like to talk about?
Podcasts, and more podcasts. Costard and Touchstone has 5 podcasts out in the world right now, as I mentioned. Another dozen in various stages of production. Of drop as of September. We'll drop a new one in September called What Makes Us Laugh, which is about what makes us laugh personally, what makes us laugh culturally. There's a podcast coming up. Hopefully it'll be ready in October called I'm doing with a journalist called Tom Lowenstein. I Need to Tell You is what it's called, and it's the whole John Hall story. Remember, I told you John Hall from the Donna Hall story about this master criminal who put 25 people behind bars in Pennsylvania. It's the whole John Hall story, start to finish, which I'm doing with Tom Lowenstein, a journalist. An amazing story. Amazing. So, there are all these stories out there that my little company, our mission is to make the world a better place through storytelling.
That's a good mission to have. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.